Hello and welcome to my studio. I'm really looking forward to spending a bit of time with you and crafting together. So what do we have planned for today? Well, today I thought we'd do a bit more colouring. It is one of my favourite things to do, but I am pushing myself out of my comfort zone today. So today we are going to colour on craft. So we're going to colour this gorgeous image on Kraft Card. Now I love the effect of colouring on craft. I think it looks beautiful, but it's not something that I've practiced too much myself, so I'm looking forward to doing that. And I will be using my Prisma colours to do so. So whatever pencils or image you have in your stash, why not pull them out and colour along with me? So I'm starting out by stamping out my image. This is Butterfly Kisses from the brand new Kaleidoscope range. So I'm using a Hero Arts hybrid ink. It does mean that it doesn't matter what medium you use. So if I was to use alcohol markers, it would be fine. Also, if I was to use a wet medium like watercolours, that would be fine too. It doesn't really matter today because I'm just intending on using my pencils, which you can see here, the gorgeous array of Prisma pencils there. As you can see, I don't tend to keep them in colour order, it's a bit naughty of me. And I'm just pulling out a few skin tones. Now, I don't colour with pencils on a regular basis. Alcohol markers tend to be my preferred medium of choice. So I'm not as confident when it comes to picking the colours that I need. So I was just doing a little swatch there to see that I was happy with the skin tones that I picked. Because we're colouring on craft today, I have just put a layer of white down onto the skin areas first, just so that I can get a truer skin colour with the colours that I have chosen. I'm very gradually building up the layers. I have actually written a list of all the pencils that I used in this project, and I will put it in the description box below if you're interested. So I was putting in the shadow areas and then putting in a little bit of blush, and my pressure has gone starting off from very light to mid and to now a firm pressure. The reason being that you have divots in your paper. You need to use pencils, you need a paper with a tooth, which essentially means there's sort of little divots or buckets, however you want to describe it, on the paper, and we're gradually filling that up with our pencils. So by using a light pressure, which you can see that I'm doing there because my pencil is on angle and I'm actually holding the pencil further back, that means it's really light pressure. That means we're not filling up those divots too much, so there's room for more layers and more colours. And this is what makes pencils really special. You can get the most beautiful, unusual and unique blends by layering up your pencils in this way. So I'm on a mid pressure now, again thinking about my shadow areas. So you want to very gradually build up your colours and not commit to a burnished pencil straight away. Again, as you know, any form of crafting, I love my layers. They provided nuances and interest, and it's the same with the colouring. By gradually building it up, we have multiple levels of colours and layers peeking through the main colour, especially in the hair. So I've gone for black hair, but you might have noticed that I've also put violet in there, blue and a little bit of pink. That's because, especially beautiful shiny hair, it will reflect its surroundings. Now, most of the video I've got sped up about 4 times real time, but I've just kept this putting the white pencil on in real time because it really shows the difference highlights make, and how putting that white waxy colour just lifts the other colours underneath, brightens them, and it really just brings everything to life. I am putting hard pressure here because I don't particularly want to lose this. As I said, it's going to be difficult to layer on top of this now because I have filled those divots, because I've used quite a hard pressure. I will come in with some more white later, but I just wanted to be able to show you that. As I said, I am not an expert when it comes to pencil colouring. Definitely after having done this today, I need to do it a lot more than I currently do. But I would recommend Elise from Kit and Clowder. She is amazing. I have taken a lot of her colouring classes, including her pencils class, and I highly recommend them. I've also recently discovered on YouTube the artist Sarah Rennie Clark, and she has an amazing channel where she does lots of colouring, but also pencil comparisons, paper comparisons, and there's lots of hints and tips on her YouTube channel as well. So no matter what I'm working with, I like contrast. This is me just blowing the wax off my paper. You might have seen me a few times. I've just brushed the wax off using a paintbrush, a soft paintbrush, and then that was me just using the old-fashioned blow it off the card method. But as I was saying, you've seen me talk about contrast, and this is what I'm really doing here. I really went in and burnished those dark areas and made them really quite black, and then that's going to make them stand out from those white areas. Good colouring needs a good sharp pencil. I have got lots of expensive sharpeners, and you know, none of them are as good as my daughter's little panda one here. It's a little cheap thing she got from Tesco, and I found myself having to run up to the house and steal it because it's far better than any of the ones I've got. So Sarah Rennie Clark, actually, she's done a comparison of pencil sharpeners on her channel. I have watched it, so I think I'll need to be investing in a decent sharpener, but I just had to include that in the video because it was just too funny that I'd stolen this little panda sharpener because it worked the best. So same principle for all the elements that I'm colouring on this page. I'm starting off with a lighter layer, and I'm going in with a mid layer. When you get to your final layers, it's good to sort of gradually change your pressure so that you get a good blend. As you can see, I am going in with my white pen. I do that with my alcohol markers. I do it with any colouring. I love the magic that a white pen brings. Again, it's that contrast. It brings in that bright highlight, brings it to life. And I've added a few extra sparkles with doodles as well. Finally, I'm just adding in this sentiment, a butterfly or wishes. So I've just stamped that directly on, and I am matting the edge of the card as I do by edging it with a black marker. Again, I just love framing my work, and this is me sticking it all together now. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this. I'm sure you'll be interested to see other things that I have created using this gorgeous butterfly range, so please feel free to watch this video on how I made a journal page using this collection.